understood your child. In the 1968 Summer Olympics that were held in Mexico, John Stephen Awari during the race hurt his leg so badly on the 19th minute. He couldn't run. He dragged his feet to the finishing line. About an hour and 15 minutes after the stadium lights had gone out and the medals were awarded. The journalist went over to him and asked him, "Sir, how come you kept on running when the stadium lights had gone out? The medals were already awarded." He looked straight to the reporters and said, "Excuse me, gentlemen and ladies, when my country, the nation of Tanzania, sent me to this country thousands of miles away, they never sent me here to compare myself with the other athletes. They sent me here to finish the race." And I want us to start there and pick a couple of lessons. I found out long ago, Kenyan parents, when they were in primary school and in high school in classroom, they always used to be number one. Number two parents are in Uganda. I also found out Kenyan parents are very good in raising their children. The problem is our neighbor. Our neighbor's children have negative peer pressure. And I've been looking for this neighbor for a long time. So we push our children to get an A because we were A students. Don't you remember? Let me ask you a question. Do you honestly believe with all your heart the child who used to be number one in primary school or high school, academically speaking, is doing the very best in life today? Is that necessarily the case? Not necessarily the case. Can I ask you a question? Is there anyone here who would be truthful to make a confession today in church that one day she was driving to KISUMU from Nairobi? Slightly after Odero, there was another car that passed you, Kimadharau. You got so offended and you also wanted to prove you have a car. You stepped on that accelerator and graciously, a few moments later, you are able to overtake this competitor who did not even know he was enrolled in the race. After you had achieved your temporal celebration, the character turns on the left to Maimahiu. He wasn't driving to Nakuru after all. Any confession? Quite a few. You see, in the highway of life, we get at different times, travel at different paces, and exit at different times. And I want to suggest you do not need to coerce your child to run on the fast track. Your job as a parent is to enable them to identify their race, run their race, finish their race, and finish strong. The Bible says there is a race set before us. The race, not a race, the race. You'll be rewarded for the race in which you enrolled. And you're being waited for at the finishing line for your race. It is not necessary for all children to be A students. It is necessary for all of them to finish their race and finish faithfully.